technical difficulties going to try to get you down a little bit, but you know, you press through, you press through. That's what families do. You did, you know. So let me be the first to tell you, welcome, 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 everybody, everybody. Let's get in here. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's let our hair down a little bit. Open up our minds, open up our ears and our hearts, most importantly, so we can have this conversation tonight, man. You know, and yeah, we live from the living room. We live from the living room, man. It is amazing, amazing to be here, man, and enjoying like life, the day, you know what I'm saying, everything that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody's day has been absolutely phenomenal, absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? Um, I can't express to y'all enough the importance of just taking time to just enjoy, uh, you know, what it is that we do on a day-to-day basis here on the app and both off. You know what I'm saying? So I, I'm very, very excited about tonight's episode. You know what I mean? Uh, Someone near and dear and true to my heart. You know what I mean? One of the reasons why I am here. You know, and you know, let's get ready to get into it. Give me 1 second. I gotta make sure that my guest is actually ready. You know what I mean? She should be, but you know how that goes. Let me give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah. Yo, I appreciate y'all, man. Fam pulling up, the fam pulling up like they do always, man. Yo, but welcome, man. She need a couple more minutes, y'all. Just a couple more minutes. You know, some people know, you know, they believe in being fashionably late and things like that, but you know, we do only have an hour. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah. So listen, man. I'm gonna give y'all a heads up, man. Um, y'all definitely, man. Make sure that y'all, you know, be thinking about some questions and things that y'all can ask tonight, man. Since we're gonna have, you know, the box is gonna be open for you guys at some point tonight, man, for y'all to request the box. Come up and ask a question, man. Uh, I'm honored and privileged, man, to have my real life mama here. She's back. You know what I'm saying? She's back and she's ready to drop some jewels and things like that. So, you know, that's how it goes. Right? And here she comes. Here she comes. All right. So, um, ladies and gentlemen, uh, greatly appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Solid, you're gonna get a taste of why I am how I am and why I do what I do tonight. You know, me, everybody that's in here, you know, that's how I go. Hmm? No. Y'all, I want y'all to put yourselves in a mindset, man, where y'all can actually tap in. You better put them on. Oh, you better put them on. Oh yeah. Relax. I see you, bro. Listen, we're getting ready to tap into this conversation, man. But man, it is my honor and my privilege, man, to have this wonderful woman back on the scene with us. Again, y'all loved her the last time she was here. Y'all requested and requested for her to come back, you know, and she's here. She is here.
Oh, this can
Hmm? Y'all, listen, it's the one and the only Mama Wick, y'all. Mama Wick is in the building, man. She's in the building. Yeah, there she is. So I don't really need to be in the camera, but I'm gonna sit closest as I can to my mama. Okay. There you go. You hold on with it. Yeah, you can do that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Mama Wick, and Mama, just why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself? Just you know, just give them a basic rundown of who Mama Wick really is.
Who am I? Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I thank God for being here. Thank Him because He's everything to me. And He want me to explain who I am. That's kind of hard. I can explain who He is, but it's kind of hard to tell you about me. I could say I had it hard coming up through the years, but I didn't. I didn't have I didn't have it hard. I had a loving mother and father. They cared for us. There was 13 of us. And my parents loved us. They took care of us. They prayed over us. And that's what got us to where we are today. Prayer.
Right.
Prayer changes a whole lot of things. My folks, they didn't make, they didn't have, I should say, $20 hour jobs. They worked in the field, you know. And as we came along, we worked in the fields. We did the strawberries and the blueberries and all the berries, you know. But God still took care of us. So we lean and depend on God for all things, not just some, but for all things. Because that's what we know.
Right.
And because that's what we know, that's what we have to work with. And if you stay on the Lord's side and be obedient to Him, things will work out for you, regardless to what you're in. And don't get me wrong, I have some very good children, you know, but
Yeah.
everything comes with a price. Everything.
Yeah.
So my husband and I, we teach them the very best that we know how. Good things. You know, when people are not good to you, you still have to be good to them because that's just the nature of people. And we have to remember as we find the way, then we walk therein.
Right.
Is that good enough for me?
That's good. That's good. That's real good. Look, she gonna keep going back and forth with me with this, right? But this is just us being us, man, and having like a real conversation and
This
everything.
is my baby boy.
Yeah, that's why she over here getting all teary eyed and stuff. You know, that's what's going on.
I'm grateful, you know, I'm so thankful
Yeah,
because They could have been in everything, anything. You understand me? But I thank God that they are who they are. And I tell you, in growing up to be young men and women, they have always put the Lord first in their life. You know,
Right.
we'll drift every now and then, but we always come back to what we know.
Yeah.
And children, we have to do that. Obedience is better than a sacrifice.
Definitely.
Have to remember that.
Definitely.
And my son was just teaching on the very first book of the Bible. He said, in the beginning, God. That's something, if you get it down in your spirit, regardless to what you do, if you decide that you want to be the president of the United States, let me tell you something. Remember, in the beginning, God, and whatever you attempt to do, just remember that in the beginning, God. So now, if God created us in his image and his likeness, don't fool yourself. He watch over us every day, ain't that right?
That's right.
He watch over us every day. He keeps us every day. He covers us every day. He loves on us every day. Now,
Yeah.
if we were made in his image and his likeness, guess what? We ought to be covering somebody else. We ought to be loving someone else.
Hmm.
And if you hold fast to God's unchanging hand, if you take it, you can make it.
Right.
I promise.
That's it. So, Mama, like tonight's show is about a legacy of love, right?
Okay.
And I know you got, a whole lot of legacy that you done passed down, not just through us, but through like many different people. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
As far as like community wise, you know what I mean? As far as the church goes and everything else.
Hmm.
So I wanted to ask you, like, what would for you, what would be like one of the, I guess, proudest moments that you in walking this journey of love and legacy of love? What would be one of your proudest moments in that time?
One of my, oh my God, I got more than one.
We only need one of
But let me tell you, one of my proudest moments, I would have to say, is when my little boys, 12 and 11 years old,
them. Hmm.
when they came to Christ. And it was a weeknight.
Yeah.
I was so proud and overjoyed. And then you said you only needed one.
Only needed one, but I mean, I know you're gonna spill over.
Because I have to connect. Being proud comes with a whole lot.
Right.
Now, when the two little boys, they grew up
Hmm.
and they became ministers, men of God,
Yeah.
warriors.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Now that was so, it was exciting and it was proud.
Right. Right.
In every day of my life, I thank God for those little guys. Because you know what? They could have turned out to be bank robbers.
Yeah. That's true. Definitely true.
But God,
Right. Right.
but God.
Right.
And in that, I know it was there to us. But God had his hand on them. And he decided that he needed them in
Hmm.
his kingdom. So you call it a nation.
The nation.
So the Lord decided to use them for his nation.
Hmm.
I know that don't sound right, but I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Look, I am so happy. I am overjoyed that I can go to sleep at nighttime
Right.
and not worry about them little boys.
Right.
God has them and He's keeping them in His care.
Hmm.
And I often, because of the jobs they have, I
Right.
have to keep them covered because they in the community and they working with people of all kind, all sorts, all different minds. Everybody's mind is not the same,
Yeah.
but we ask God to protect them and to shield them and give them grace. And He has done that.
Right. Right.
Well, they're not little boys anymore, but in my sight, they will always be my little boys.
Yeah.
He loaned them to me, so I have a responsibility to keep them covered.
Indeed. So that's. I knew you was gonna have more than one that you was gonna tie in together. I knew that.
He just awesome.
Right. So in that, welcome everybody that's just pulling up, man, to this episode 13 of Family Ties. You know, this is a family show where we talk about the things that plague and the things that help families so that we can become better family members both on and off the app for each other and ourselves.
Hmm.
So we're here with Mama Wick, y'all. We're here with Mama Wick, you know what I mean?
Good people.
And you know, we just having a general conversation about the legacy of love. Mama, I remember a time where like you used to always tell us, especially as kids, right? You used to tell us the importance of being our true self, right? And
Hmm.
you used to tell us all the time, like, you gotta be you because if you're not you when it's time for you to show up, who's gonna show up?
Amen.
Right. And so I wanted to actually ask you, where did you get that piece of advice from? You know, and how did it really impact you? Because I know you had to get it from somewhere to pass it on to us.
No, I think I got that from my father. And my father, he got that from his mother, May Lou.
Hmm.
You know, back in the day, they didn't have them little cute names like Angie and Mary and
Hmm.
Ernestine and all of that.
Right.
She was just May Lou.
Mm.
That's how I got to be Mary Ann.
See.
So in dealing with the man that came into my life, we had a discussion about these names. That's how you ended up with your name.
Yeah. We'll
My,
talk about that next month with him.
yeah, yeah. That's a good legacy
Yeah.
right there. I thank God. You know, I talk so much.
Hmm.
You have to go back and remind me what we were talking about.
I know it. But we
What
just
you
talk.
asked me.
I'm just asking you, where did you get the piece of advice that you gave us? The
Oh
importance of
yeah.
being yourself. You know, if you're not present when it's time for you to show up, who will be there? So I
Mm.
will ask you where you got that piece of advice from, and then how did it impact you?
Well, I got that from my father.
Hmm.
My daddy was a strong man, and I had, let me see, at the time I had 5 brothers.
Hmm.
So I felt like if that advice was for my brothers, it was for my sisters and I.
Right.
And I came intertwined with it because it was my responsibility to teach my sisters to be strong and obedient.
Mm.
So, in that, now, if you don't be you, who's going to be you? Not only that, you have a mind of how you choose to live. Now, if you don't live the way, that's not right. If you don't live the way the way that God has instructed you to live. Somebody else trying to be you, they gonna mess up your program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I tell you, if God bring you to it, He gonna bring you through it,
That's right.
whatever it is.
Hmm.
So we have to keep our mind stayed on Him, and different things we have to have it rooted in our spirit and in our heart. Because see, we deal with our fellow man, and if we don't deal with oneself, you cannot deal with nobody else.
Facts.
You can't do it.
Facts.
But so this is a long road that we have to live. You know, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I did as a child. Now
Right.
that I've gotten old,
Hmm.
I got to put away childish things.
Yeah, you should.
But we have to get it in our spirit that we must put away childish things.
Right.
Because, see, we cannot function and we cannot grow on childish things.
Right. Right.
So now, when it's one thing for man to give you instruction, it's another for God to instruct you. He said He would direct our path,
Right.
lead us in the path of,
Righteous.
and we got to be righteous people.
Right.
We
Right.
can't we can't be messing around here. COVID then came. A lot of us think it's gone, but COVID is still hanging around,
Hmm.
still hanging around, waiting to see what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's it. We got to be righteous.
Absolutely. That's good, Mama. That's good. Welcome everybody again. This is Family Ties. You know what I'm saying? And we here with my mama, Mama Wick, y'all. This is Mama Wick. So
Mhm.
again, we talk about a legacy of love and everything, man. And I promise y'all, like this lady right here, a lot of y'all know me on the app, and y'all talk about wisdom that I have, but a lot of it comes from this lady and the guy y'all met at the first episode. So
Oh man.
so again, Mama, let me ask you, when we talking about a legacy of love, because you mentioned Grandpa, um, but then I'm gonna ask you really about with Grandma. You know what I mean? Like
Oh my God.
a lot of things that grandma like taught you, and even great grandma, you know what I mean? A
Hmm.
lot of things they taught you while you were young. I know now that you still hold on to those values, those lessons, and everything, and you regurgitate them even like now.
Hmm.
Um, how important would you say it is for us as parents, especially, to actually educate our children in different
Oh my
departments?
God. Ooh, 99.99. That's how important it is.
Yeah.
And we have to teach our children. You know, a lot of us, we don't want to discipline our children. But our children that come with the program.
Hmm.
You know, they cannot grow up to be efficient young men and young women if you don't teach them.
Right.
And you have to take that time to teach them the things that you already know.
Right.
Because I tell you, if it wasn't for my mother and my grandmother,
Right.
I think I would be lost. You know what? My mom taught me how to change a baby's diapers.
Right. Right.
But now, see, they got these pampers now. You just grab a pamper and put it on them and tape it up. They didn't used to do that. They used to do that.
Right.
We didn't have that. We had regular old bird eye diapers.
Mm. A lot of
You
y'all
know,
don't know about bird
cl- he wore them. Listen, and you had to have safety pins
eye. Hmm.
to put on each side. But now, Now, young women, they don't know nothing about that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know nothing. Let me tell you. Now, this is old school right here. Now, you have a child. The baby's in the hospital. That means the nurses and the
Mm-hmm.
doctors, they the one that come around and they do the work.
Right.
The baby, the doctor is the first somebody that the baby sees.
Right.
Like, back in the day, that was not so.
Mm-hmm.
Not so. No doctors, no nurses. That child bonded with that mother because they kept the child and the mother
Right.
in a room to themselves,
Right. Right. Right.
just the two of them. But not now. Now they go to the hospital, listen, and the doctors and the nurse are the first two to care for the child.
Mm-hmm.
And then after they done got the baby all cleaned up, they want to bring it to the mama.
Right.
What the mama supposed to do now? Just hold the baby.
Mm.
It's sleep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she don't feed the baby. She don't change the baby. She don't do nothing.
Right.
All of that is left up to them. Well, children, let me tell you, when I was coming on, you know what? I had my children in the hospital, but I had to stay there. So I got a chance to bond with my children before I came home.
Right. Right. We're gonna get into that too in a minute.
That's a long story,
Yeah, it's a good story too,
but
though.
that's deep
Yeah,
right there. Young
it
women
is.
need to know about
They
that.
do. They definitely do. They definitely do. They definitely do. So yeah, y'all. For everybody that's just pulling up, I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. This is Family Ties, and this is a family show that we get together and we talk about the things that plague and that help us
Hmm.
as family members, both on and off the app, for each other as well as ourselves. And I appreciate y'all spending this time with us tonight. And we got our special guest, Mama.
Praise Jesus, my mom.
Mama Wick, y'all. Mama Wick is in the building.
That's my baby boy.
So, Mama, I'm gonna go to a little story time.
Okay.
A little story time, okay?
I don't know
And
nothing about once upon a time.
and I hope y'all in the comments, man. Y'all got any questions? The segment is coming up where y'all can request a box, and y'all can ask Mama Wick any kind of questions that you might have. Um, but let's go back to my beginning. Let's go
Oh
back to
my
that
God.
because it's a very interesting story, y'all. It's a very interesting story. And it really take my daddy to tell it because yeah, he was there for the whole time. But
Yes, it was.
yeah, so
Oh my
we
God.
got a we got a running joke. Well, my mom and dad got a running joke, right? And my dad tells my mom, "I know more about you than you think I do," like all the time, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So out of all my mother's children, right, I had to be the hard headed, right? I had to be the one that, gave I ain't gonna say the most trouble, but maybe the most complication.
Yeah, you had to make up your mind whether you wanted to be here or not.
Yeah, I was indecisive whether I wanted to be a part of this thing called the world or not. So
Right, right.
uh yeah, so in essence, I'm gonna just jump to the chase, right? Mom's is carrying me, and as far as I know, everything is going along just fine until I discover what an umbilical cord is. And so I finally discovered what that thing is, and I'm thinking that it's a toy. You know what I'm saying? So, and I literally, as a infant inside my mom's womb, decided I'm gonna play with this thing and play with this thing and mess around and got tangled up and wrapped up in it.
Curiosity.
Right. Yeah. And I stopped being curious after I got here. So, but in essence, man, my mom had to actually go through a C-section.
Hmm.
Out of all her kids, I was the only one that that actually did that. Can I ask you to when you got the first got the news about what they wanted to do as far as the C-section and everything like that? What were like your feelings and what were like your emotions at that time?
I was afraid. I really was. I was scared. But I thank God that my husband, he was right there on my side. And all of that, when they told me that that I had to go through this in order to get him here. They put screws in his head before he even got here. I didn't know they could do stuff like that, but they did some amazing things, I tell you. 9 months, and in the beginning, it was painful, but then all of a sudden, there wasn't any pain. And then they told me that I had to have a C-section, and I didn't really understand that because I never had that before. But now, all of a sudden, you got to cut me in order to bring my baby here. So I'm saying to myself, I'm always calling on my husband. I don't care if I stub my toe, I'm gonna call James.
Jane.
Yes.
That's how she called him, yo.
I
Jane.
call him for everything. So now, then they start to question him and ask him, "Have you did this and have you did this?" He didn't know nothing about that. He was just concerned about his child getting here and his wife being okay.
Hmm.
So in that, when they went to do the C-section, they found out there was some paperwork that they needed to have. So he had to go and have this paperwork done. What they did was they cut me, they put me to sleep, and then they cut me. After they did that, you know, in the middle of the surgery, they found out they needed these papers. So here I am, just there.
Hmm.
And he had to go fill these papers out before they could finish doing what they was doing. So that right there was one of the reasons why he always tell me, I know more about you than you know about yourself. You know about yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. But through it all, the Lord was with us, and he came.
Hmm.
Finally decided, made up his mind. I guess I'll just go get on and see what this world is about,
I
you
was a
know.
little comfortable up in
And,
there. That's what
and
that
I thank God for that because, while I was sleeping, God did the work.
was. Right, right.
He did the work. Now, when I came to myself, he was here already.
Yeah.
That's why my companion think he knows so much.
I was just comfortable, y'all. I was comfortable. I was at home. Like that literally was home for me. Y'all gotta remember that's 9 months.
Hmm.
That's home for me.
Right,
I'm
right.
comfortable. I ain't trying to like dip out. Not like that at all. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to make new changes.
Yeah. So after coming through that and everything, and then just dealing with, and I'm gonna just talk specifically about with me as a child. You know, dealing with me as a child, having like a very poor attitude. And that spell we went through it, where we was in school and nobody could like really even look at me,
Mm.
without me getting an attitude and wanting to fight.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and can you speak to how and what made you have like the compassion that you had for me at that time? Because I know I was a knucklehead. Dude. I was a real knucklehead.
Now, a knucklehead.
Mm-hmm.
Now he was something else. He really did, and that is no joke. I have no idea where he got that from, because my husband is a very mild mannered man. Me myself, that's some kind of different. But he had an attitude. I mean, I didn't understand it everywhere when he go around other children, and children, they did nothing. They would just be looking at him, and he would get angry. And I used to ask my husband, I said, what is wrong with this child? I said, honey, we just got to talk to God about it because we didn't know what to do. He was going through them changes. But you know what? There's a scripture in that Bible that says, with love and kindness
Right.
have
Right.
I drawn thee.
Right.
So I'm talking to James,
Mm-hmm.
and James listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
He studied talking to God, talking to God.
Right.
And one day he met a young man at school. I never will forget that. Matter of fact, he was an instructor
Mm-hmm.
at the school,
Right.
and he showed him compassion and he showed him love and kindness.
Right.
And from that day on, his attitude started to change.
Yeah.
And every
Yeah.
time somebody would say, I love you, he would think they was playing with him.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the real deal. This is no joke.
Yeah.
Well, you can talk, but you know what? If you keep expressing yourself and the individual, they start to feel what you're talking about. They will
Right.
change.
They will. They will eventually.
Their heart changes.
Consistency. Consistency does that.
So we have to keep on being who we are. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And stop trying to pull up on people and be somebody that you're not.
There you go. Y'all heard it here first. Yick, I see you, my bro. Yickety is in the building. Yeah. Hey, so again, y'all, this is Family Ties, man. And we are here with Mama Wick. You know, she dropping some jewels, some nuggets, man. I hope y'all are grabbing and grasping all of this, man. It's good knowledge and good wisdom that's coming through. Um, but
Love and kindness.
we're getting ready to go into the segment where you guys are going to be able to request a box and you're going to be able to ask Mama Wick some questions. You know what I mean? But I got another question for you, Mama. I got another question for you. You ready for it?
I think so.
Now, having three boys, one girl,
Ooh wee.
right? Having three boys and one girl. I know with the boys in particular, you were really, really adamant with us about learning how to cook for ourselves.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You were very adamant about learning how to cook for ourselves. And I know that the main lesson that you always, well, I know what you always told me. You always told me, ain't no guarantee you're gonna end up with a woman that know how to cook.
Amen.
So,
That's true. They
so
microwaving stuff now.
yeah, they definitely microwave and stuff. So I mean, what gave you the foresight to understand um, that the way that women were being trained from back in your day to current day was going to be different for us, rather than what the way you came up.
My daddy was a very wise man. He was very, very wise.
Hmm.
And he was spiritual. But he tried not to let, or he tried not to show it.
Right.
But when daddy taught you a lesson, it was one of those times where you sit down and be quiet because you know instructions is coming now.
Right.
And
Right.
you want to get an A on your report card.
You definitely do.
So you be still and listen to what's going on. Let me tell you, Mr. Green was something else.
My granddaddy name was Jimmy Green.
Yeah, yeah.
Jimmy Green.
That guy, he was something else. And he used to tell us all the time, you my girls, you
Hmm.
know, and it's up to me to protect you. So when you get around other young men,
Hmm.
their job is to look out for you.
Right.
But just like they have a job, you have a job.
Hmm. Hmm.
So now you got to learn how to be young ladies. For a long time, my dad, he wasn't married.
Right.
So he had to be the mama and the daddy.
Hmm.
My daddy, I'm telling you, He used to get up early in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. He would get up, he would go to the field,
Right.
he would drive a tractor. He'd do that for maybe about 3 hours, and then he would come home. When he come home, he fixed us breakfast.
Hmm.
After he fixed the breakfast, he get us ready for school to catch the school bus.
Right.
After we go to school, he go back to work in the field.
Mm.
In the evening, when we come home, listen, when we would come home, we had food on the stove.
Yeah.
My oldest sister made sure that we had ate, we had our bath for the evening. And when he came home, he would always say, I got something to tell you.
Mm.
And when he say that, it's time to be quiet
Right.
because
Right.
he finna tell us something. Now, he used to tell my brothers all the time, you're not women,
Mm.
but you got to learn how to do some things for yourself.
Yep.
You got to learn how to cook and you got to learn how to wash. You never say that's a woman's job because it may not be a woman around to do it.
Right. Right.
And on the weekends, my daddy would get in the kitchen with my brothers. He'd have my brothers making biscuits.
Right.
Nobody makes biscuits anymore.
They don't. They just pop them out the can.
They just grab the can and put them in the oven. Some
Right.
of them don't even know how long they're supposed to stay in the
They
oven.
don't even know the temperature supposed to be on.
See that? But my brothers, they learn how to make pancakes and they learn how to make biscuits
Right.
because that's what we had to do back in the day. But nowadays, young women, young men, let me tell you, women really don't have what you call a specific job nowadays because women cutting grass. Let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you, they doing more outside work they doing inside. They want to work in these shops and stuff like that. We didn't have to do that back in the day. But now, you know, now we are grateful for things being as way well as it is now because it could be worse.
Right.
But we thankful and we so appreciative, you know, that
Exactly.
God has shielded us from so much. I know this sounds kind of old timey,
Hey, it is what it is.
but you know what? That's how Daddy did until he found a wife,
Till you found a whack.
a wife.
A whack. So in essence, the legacy of her teaching us how to cook, because there's no guarantee that we was gonna have a woman that knew how to cook, came from my granddad.
That's right.
So shout out to you, Grandpa. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shout out to you, real
yeah.
talk. Look, y'all, we approaching the hour, man. Like for real. If anybody got any questions at this point, if anybody got any questions y'all want to ask Mama Wick, man, y'all request the box. And Nikki, I already know you got questions or whatever, whatnot. Uh, this is Nikki is my sister mama.
All right.
She get on me like she my mama, but she really my sister. But you
Very good.
know.
We need that.
But yeah, I like old times too, bro. But yeah, if anybody got any questions, man, y'all can request the box at this time, man. And just shoot away, man. And Mama Wick, she can definitely hear y'all once y'all get in the box, okay? Let me get you. All right, come on, Nikki.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi,
Dear,
sweetheart.
how are
Yeah, she can hear
you?
you.
I'm great. How are you, darling?
I'm wonderful.
Yeah,
I
she
just
kind of
want to
cute
say
too.
Hey, she,
thank you so much for sharing this moment with us. This has been so much insightful. I would like to ask you um, about legacy. And what do you think has been the family legacy that has been passed down to you and that you want to pass down to your children? Did I freeze? Did I freeze? Am I frozen? You're good. Uh-oh, did they freeze?
No, there we go. I think we back now. Internet was acting funny. Can you see us?
I can see you.
Can you hear us, Nick?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You can see. Can you hear as well?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
cool. We
yes.
good. We good. We had a glitch in the matrix. I'm gonna have to talk to Aquarian about being in areas where Let's go.
No, I was just asking about legacy. What is your
Yeah, but
mom's?
if you can
Has there
ask
been
your question
any?
again.
Yeah, has there been any family legacy that you got from your parents aside from teaching men how to cook as well, that you are passing down to your children? What has been your family legacy, or what do you want your family legacy to be?
oh, our, our family and legacy. I haven't really thought about that. But you know what? WILKINS. It's
That's
a
his real last
is a legacy
Mm.
because my father and my husband's dad, they are military men. And my oldest son, no, not my oldest son, because I lost my oldest son, but my firstborn, I think the military is a legacy because my children and my children's children in this circle is all about the Army, the Marines,
Hello.
and the Navy. So in
Mm.
that we have my my brothers, they are military men, all of them Army, Marines. They are soldiers, So I teach my children. I have to say my children because my sons, my daughters, my granddaughters, and my grandson, I teach them to be soldiers, but
Mm.
soldiers in the army of the Lord, you know? And they have
Yes.
did that because my husband, he's the minister. My sons are ministers, so they are soldiers in the army of the Lord.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
think that's a good legacy because my grandbabies, I always ask them, what do you want to be? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And just from talking to them, they are basically military minded young men.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of my nephews are. They definitely are military minded without even having gone to
And
like.
their sister.
Yeah, she is too. She
She,
she
yeah,
she can definitely be one of the ones that go to the military as well
yes.
if she had chosen to do so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd have to definitely concur with that. Definitely.
I love that. That is a beautiful
That's a good
legacy.
one.
I come from a family from the military as well, and so I salute you on raising such strong people and having that legacy in your life. Your son is going to be on my show tomorrow night, and we actually are going to be talking about that legacy. We're going to be talking about um, honoring our military on Memorial Day and what all that signifies.
Yes,
Um, I have one
yes,
more question
yes,
for
that's
you.
beautiful.
Do you
Sure.
do you have is there anything that you look back on life and you say, "Hey, I would have tried that," or "I wish I would have gone there."
Oh, yes, yes. I'm glad you asked me that because my husband and I, we talk about this all the time. He always say, "You should have been, you should have," and I wish even now that I had went to school to be a physician
Yeah.
because I I love that, and different medications interest me.
Yeah.
Or I could have been a pharmacist. I'd have been satisfied with that.
She definitely could have been a pharmacist. She's a low key pharmacist right now.
Yes, I have to be. I have to be. I have all these people I have to look out for, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
in that, in being a medical individual, this is very close to my heart. Now, I'm not saying that I can't.
Right.
I never say can't because there's no such thing. Couldn't, can't tell he could.
That's another saying, y'all. Put
oh,
So,
that down.
so now with God, all things are possible. Even at the age that I am now, you know what? I still, I still can go to school if I choose
Right.
yes,
because that's what interests me. I enjoy
yes,
being a wife and a mother, but because that is a compassion for me, I believe
yes.
that I can get through there.
Right.
Mm,
And
I
remember,
love
with God, all things are possible. Not some, all.
Exactly. In
I
case y'all
love
don't know,
that.
man, my mom is packed with sayings that will like get you through life, like for real. Like she's packed with
Yes,
them. So absolutely.
yes.
Mm, mm,
Okay,
mm.
I see
I
somebody
love
else
that.
is
I
in the
love that.
box. Let me
Okay, I'm gonna go down.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank
oh, we
you
got a
so
couple
much.
people in the box. I'm gonna
Appreciate
bring
that.
both of y'all up. I'm gonna bring both of y'all up at the same time.
Hello,
This
ma'am.
is my brother. That's my brother Click right here,
Wick, what it
and this is
do?
my other brother Yickety. What's going
Hey,
on,
Mama
bro?
Wick.
So
Hi, precious. How are you?
I haven't seen
so
you
if
in a
y'all got
while. How's
questions for Mom
everything
Wick, we getting
going?
close to the hour though, so I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get these. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and ask y'all questions real quick, so that she can answer your questions because we got a couple more minutes left.
All right,
Oh,
Click, go first.
Go ahead, Click. I know
Okay.
you've been sitting here, so let me go ahead and let you get your question in.
All right. By the way, you look beautiful. Just to throw that out
You
there.
there?
Um, not you, Wick. Not you. I'm just kidding.
oh,
I do have a
thank
question though.
you.
What is something from from the past? Like, I don't know how old you are, but say from I don't know 1960s, from a younger you, that you would like to bring, that you would have loved to bring into the
I'm
future, or that
old.
you really respected um, in your past that you still wish was here today now?
I missed that.
What is something from the past that you would like to have brought to the future? Something from your past.
Oh, I'm a designer. I love fashion. And I'll tell you, when I was younger, I found very few people, very few young ladies that could outdress me, could outlook me. Okay. And I carried myself in a way to where is, even though I didn't have, people never knew it because I always tried to keep things together
Yeah.
because I was looking for a king in my younger days. And he had to come up to my standard. And if he didn't meet that, look, it wasn't that I didn't have time. I just didn't waste my time.
Mm, mm.
Perfect. That's amazing.
Kings step up to the standard. That's
Yes.
what she said. Step up to the standard.
Yes. You got to be a
It, wa-
king.
it was a pleasure
Absolutely.
meeting you, and you
Does
raised
that
an
that
awesome
answer your
son.
question, bro?
Yes, it does. She's an amazing woman.
Oh, thank
Mama
you.
WICK.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate
Mama WICK.
it.
Yes, dear.
Raising, raising a
She
young,
here.
fun, yeah, amen. Raising a fine, young
Right.
WICK, right? What would you tell his younger self if
Thank
he
you.
was right in front of you again? What would you tell the younger
Oh,
WICK if he was in front of you right now?
number one, because I am so honored and proud of this young man, a young version of this young man. That'd be one of the first things I would say to him. You know, I would love for you to grow up and be like your dad.
Okay, okay.
That's good.
That's lit.
That's good.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, look, man. This has been phenomenal. It's been amazing. It's been great. I really wanted everybody to get a chance to like get in the box. Yeah, stick around, bro. Stick around. Um, but we finna we gonna end the segment here in a little bit. And if y'all want to stick around and kick it for a little bit and just get a vibe with moms for a little while longer, then y'all can do that. But let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes, right? Um, not this week, not this week, because I just really wanted everybody to like kind of share, you know what I mean, and really soak up everything that Mama had to bring tonight. I know everybody was excited about her coming back. I mean, y'all asked, and she's here. She's always gonna be around for us as long as she can be around for us.
Yes.
And she gonna come back and she gonna share some more knowledge, wisdom, and yeah, both of y'all.
Hmm.
He coming next month. So, so yeah, so next week though, man, we gonna get to it the way that we get to it. But again, man, I want to thank y'all for pulling up for Family Ties, man. This is a special episode. This is episode 13, right? Here with Mama Wick. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
As I
I
call
feel comfortable.
as I call her Mimo.
Right, right,
This is Mimo.
right, right, right.
And y'all just stay tuned, man, because it's a lot of things that's getting ready to happen with the show. We're gonna have a lot of more conversations, a lot more in-depth insights, and I hope with this conversation tonight, y'all got more of a better look of who Mama Wick is,
Hmm.
and maybe y'all know me a little bit better behind this too. Maybe y'all understand why I can get crazy at times because I had
He's the
screws in
baby
my head.
boy.
I had screws in my head before I even got here.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
you did. You did.
So when they took the screws out, hey, it's only natural. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But again, y'all, I appreciate y'all pulling up and everything. Remember, this is the one thing I want to share with y'all in the closing of the show, right? I want to share with y'all people like this, people that have wisdom, people that have experience, people that have more knowledge than you have at the moment, right? It's important for you to embrace them, not just because they're elders, but because they have something that you need that's going to help you along this journey of life.
Amen.
And if you don't like ever take in fully what they have to offer, you will never truly better yourself and become the true best version of yourself.
Of yourself. That's right.
All right. Again, we talk about being family members, better family members for each other, both on and off the app, for each other and for ourselves. But if you don't take the time to soak up the wisdom that's sitting right in front of you, you don't want to end up one day looking back and regretting the fact that you didn't take time to sit down and have conversations. You didn't take the time to sit down and actually pick the brains of those who have walked down roads that you're trying to go down.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. We're in a society now where a lot of people really feel like they can just discard the elder generation without it being any kind of backlash. But I'm here to tell you that that's not true.
It's not true.
It's not true at all. Because if we don't take the lessons in, such as learning how to cook for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
learning how to change an actual diaper instead of the made up ones, you know what I'm saying? If we don't take those lessons in, it's going to hurt us down the road.
You're right.
And especially because we are talking about family. You don't want to have someone within your sphere that has all this wisdom, all of this knowledge, and then they make their transition and you can't even ask them, what should you do in a situation like this?
Don't take the potato salad recipe to the grave with you.
No, please don't take the potato salad recipe to the grave. Because if you do that, you're doing a disservice to everybody.
That's right.
And not just on Thanksgiving.
All right. All right.
All right. But yo, this has been Family Ties, right? I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Y'all, next month, we kicking off a whole new month. Y'all know what it is. It's Father's Day month. So you know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all pull up. Man, the flyers is gonna be coming out real soon. So y'all check IG. Also, man, don't be afraid to tap in to the YouTube channel if you want to rewind one of these episodes and check everything out. Check out the YouTube channel, and it will be posted there so you can reflect and you can go back and check everything out. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So until next time, y'all stay beautiful, y'all stay amazing, y'all stay wonderful, and most importantly, stay the true and authentic version of you
And don't forget to pray,
at all.
please. I love you too.
Just
I
for
love
you.
All right. That's the end of the show, y'all. That's the end of the show. Let's get it. So now, at this point, like for real, like anybody else that's in here that want to get in the box and really like just ask Mama anything right now, man, this is the perfect time. I really, Mr. Vine, if you could get in the box for me real quick.